first, they learn it definitely by the second. Right?
Yeah.
You'll walk out of the class after a test feeling good, saying, oh, I think I'm nailing it. You'll get back at 60 or 70.
Yeah, and that is not abnormal, that's actually normal, okay? And it's not because the students are not smart enough. It goes back to procrastination, not spending time wisely, not knowing how to study for this level of class at this point, still doing a lot of memorization versus understanding. But after a while, they start to see their test grades go up. Is that true? Yeah. Okay. So they don't stay at 60s and 70s, but yeah, in the beginning, just because they're learning how to be a high school student, we do see that kind of regularly. Any other questions?
Yeah, Joe.
Yes.
Do you like the bridge schedule?
I know what I like, but let's see if you guys, do you guys like the 90-minute? So overwhelmingly, personally, I like it, especially as a science teacher, because even with 90 minutes, they'll tell you we run out of time most of the time, especially when it comes to labs. So 90 minutes really helps science teachers a lot. Also, you're only managing 4 classes versus 7. I think some of them, unfortunately, had me and Mr. Ritchie at the same time, which is your English teacher. But if you were on a 7-period schedule, in all honesty, you would have, no matter what, me and Mr. Ritchie at the same time, plus all your other advanced gifted classes, and that would be definitely stress overload. So with block, at least you only have 2 core classes most times to have to worry about, maybe sometimes 3 core classes.
Can I talk about having Richie and Green?
Yeah, you talk about Richie and Greenwood at the same time.
Prioritize things. Do not procrastinate. If you procrastinate, you will end up it is insanely hard to make an A in those classes. It's extremely hard. I'm at high B's in those, and so you'll learn that you need to prioritize everything. If you have a lab due tomorrow and then you have a written paper due in 2 days, make sure that you do the lab while also working on the paper. You need to multitask, prioritize everything. It'll be extremely difficult, and most of you will probably not prepare for it.
It's fun though.
Yes.
I like it.
I will say this, if you can avoid having me and Richie at the same time, I do encourage that. But can it be done, having me and Richie at the same time? It can, but it will be some sleepless nights. There will be some sleepless nights. Yeah. Any other questions or anything else you guys want to share?
When you're in like the gifted classes, are you with like people older than you as well?
It's a core class. Most times the core classes are, especially freshman level core classes, mostly have just freshmen in it, unless, as he pointed out, someone has failed the class previously. Your elective class, you will see more diversity in your elective class. You may have a senior sitting in with you in your electives. I will say, in regards to passing and failing, there is a misconception for middle schoolers coming to 9th grade that they can't fail. And so that their parents can get their grade changed. And I will say that in high school, that is not the case. So keep in mind that the grade that you earn is usually going to be the grade that you received. And not all classes have an EOCT. So next year, my students, when they go to chemistry, there will not be an EOCT that's going to necessarily help their grade change at the end of the semester. So please realize that in high school, there is a failure policy, and they will put you right back in a 9th grade class if you do not pass that class. And yes, we do have gifted advanced kids that will fail a class. So don't think that that's something that only applies to non-gifted students. It applies to the entire student body here. Anything
Any
else?
other questions?
Anything else you guys want to share?
We got one, Miss Greenwood.
Oh, yeah,
How
what-
long are the tests usually? Like, how many question-wise?
Yeah, on the minimum side, about 50 questions, max about 70. Yeah, but you usually have the whole 90 minutes to answer the question. Usually takes yeah, about 5 or 6 short answers.
It's not.
It's doable if you know your content. It's doable if you know your content. If you have to spend 5 minutes per question, that means you really don't know the content anyway. I mean, that's just honestly speaking. So, you should be able to answer each question in about a minute or 2. But yeah, about 50 questions on the minimum side.
Camille, did you have a question?
Any,
Yes, we got one.
What kind of labs do you guys have? Like, what do you do?
So we do a bunch of like different types of labs. I know at the beginning of the year we did dumb lab, and that was a lot of fun. Some of them are very time consuming, so you have to be able to take it, like get all of it done at home and take the work part home with you. But at the most part, they're really fun because you learn a lot while you're doing them. We actually just extracted out. So that was a lot of fun. And yeah.
and a lot of the labs you'll see on my test in some type of format. So it's not just we do it for fun. And also they have to sometimes do formal lab write-ups where they have to analyze their data. So you don't just get a check mark because you did the lab. You actually analyze data, write a conclusion, all that good stuff. And it's actually graded for correctness. So there's very specific protocols that we require for the lab. And we go over it in detail on the very first day on how to write up a formal lab report. So nothing to be afraid of, but it is 25% of your grade. Labs are 25% of your grade. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Our bell is about to ring, so is there anything else? We could probably get in one more question.
Sydney.
Okay.
I forgot. Sorry, I forgot.
Okay. Save it for me next year then. To
Anything
give
else?
me as your teaching.
Okay, we'll tell her thank you.
Bye, Nina.
Bye.
Bye, Nina.
Bye, Nina.
Bye, Nina.